everybody, it's me, Julia. I'm here today to do the drugstore hits and misses tag. I love doing my makeup shopping at the drugstore. I've mentioned before, I love it because I find that it's easily accessible. I mean, you can just go down to the corner. A lot of the times they're open late or, you know, like extended hours. They've got a very wide variety of products and brands to choose from. I think that they're getting much better, like what they have to offer at the drugstore is getting so much better, and you don't see too many of those kind of cheap brands at the drugstore anymore that, you know, like are inexpensive but the products are really bad. Now, like anything, there's hit and misses at the drugstore for sure, but I find personally for me that I actually find less misses at the drugstore than I do when I go and buy department store makeup, and I think it has to do with the investment. So I'm more easily to forgive, you know, a $4 or $5 palette that, or, you know, quad that doesn't have a lot of color payoff or pigmentation than I am, you know, something that I paid $20 to $40 for. And I find that I have a high, I have high expectations on products that I buy at the department store. So overall for me, I find I can get anything that I need, everything that I need at the drugstore. You just kind of have to pick and choose what you use, and I think that's pretty much true for anything. First question is favorite drugstore brand. And this was an impossible question for me to answer because I don't have one favorite brand. I find that I have to, you know, pick certain items from different brands. So what I did instead was compiled a list of what brand I go to for what products. If my thing would stop flipping around, I'd be able to read it. So my favorite brand for foundation and concealer is Maybelline and L'Oreal. I understand that I'm not picking one brand, but anyway, let's just move on. NYX and Wet n Wild for eyeshadows. Maybelline and CoverGirl for mascara. NYC Hard Candy and Physicians Formula for blush and bronzer.
Pick it out.
NYC and Revlon for lip products. And Rimmel and Sally Hansen for nail polish, because there wasn't any question in here for nail polish specific, so I thought I would put that in there. Question number 2 is favorite face, cheek, and lip products. And now I have to move to my bucket o' goodies to answer the rest of the questions. Okay, first up, I'm really loving the L'Oreal True Match Lumi products right now. I've got the Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer and the True Match Lumi Foundation. I also love my Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse Foundation. Very much a staple product. I don't know if I'd call these holy grail status, but I guess they pretty much do, considering I use them every day. It's the Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser Foundation, or concealers from Maybelline. So they have a neutralizer, which is a yellow tone, which I don't actually use for under my eyes. I use it for redness, and it's great for that. Then they have just concealer shades and, you know, fair, light, medium, dark. And then the brightener I use pretty much every day. It's like a pink toned. That's great for brightening the under eye area. I love this NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation. It makes a great setting powder and a foundation when I'm just looking for light coverage. The two bronzers that, after, you know, going through many bronzers over the last couple of years, the two that have really stayed around the longest and, you know, reached for the most have actually turned out to be this NYC Sunny and the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in Sunlight. They're both matte. I think Sunlight might have a nope, they're both matte and light toned for fair-skinned people. I also love pretty much all of the NYC cheek products. I've got their Cheek Glows, which is just their little blushes, and the Color Wheels, which are like mosaic colors. I think they're fantastic. And I love these little Happy Booster blushes from Physicians Formula. I love the packaging. I love the way that they look with the little hearts on them. I love the color. These do have shimmer in them, so I wear them a little bit farther back and up a little bit higher on my cheekbones so that you get that, you know, dual purpose where it gives you a highlight as well. And I tend to wear these, you know, fall, winter, because the shimmer's nice and gives a little bit of light and life to the skin when the weather goes all caca poo poo, and I don't use them so much in the summer because I try to avoid too much glow in the summertime. As far as lips go from the drugstore, I love the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Lip Balm stains. They come in the pencil formula. I love the Revlon lip butters. They're probably some of my favorites because of the fact that they're nice and glossy. They're not, you know, sometimes you put a lip gloss on and they look really nice in the tube and very opaque and everything, but then you put them on your lips and there's nothing there. There's much more pigmentation and color payoff to these than there are to a lot of these kind of like gloss slash lipsticks. I find them, they're not very moisturizing though. That's probably the only negative to them, but I just love them because they give me color and they give me gloss and they don't look dry on my lips. I just wish they were a little bit more moisturizing, but that's okay because I can put a lip balm on underneath. I also love their Color Burst lipsticks. Is that what these are, the Color Burst? Yep, Color Burst lipsticks are just fantastic. They come in a great range of colors. They're nice and moisturizing. Some of them have shimmer, some of them do not. I just think they're great all around. And their Color Burst lip glosses as well. Ugh, this is one of the tall, skinny ones, and then they have shorter, fat ones. I also love, you know, two lesser known brands. I love these Bonnie Bell lip lights. These are probably my favorite new glosses because they're more like a liquid lipstick. I also love these NYC 8-hour up to, what the heck are these called? They always have so many names on, like, what is this called? The City Proof lip gloss. So this is extended wear lip gloss. My absolute favorite is this Cherry Ever After because it's a nice sparkly kind of orangey, like corally red. It's beautiful. And I also am a very big fan of NYC's, which ones are these? Ultra Moist lipsticks. Their reds are fantastic. So they have several reds that are like little cult products, I think. So they've got Ruby, which is kind of a sparkly red. They also have, this is retro, is this retro red? Yeah. And there's retro red, which is like a darker, more kind of pinup red. I think these are absolutely fantastic because they are just, A, they're great lipsticks, and B, the price point is so excellent. So I have a lot of luck with those. Okay, so the next question is, what's your least favorite product from the drugstore? And this is something that I don't really have to hand because every time I get one, I end up not liking them and I like give them away or throw them out because I just get so mad. And it's like little trios and quads from most of the big name brands from the drugstore. I find I'm always disappointed when I buy a little eyeshadow quad or trio or small palette from those big names, especially CoverGirl and Maybelline. Revlon Color Stays are kind of hit or miss. I just find that for the most part, they tend to be chalkier, like less color payoff, like really kind of like they might swatch really nicely, but then when you actually put your brush to them and try to get color off, I find they're really difficult. Best makeup bargain, and that's pretty much a given for me, and I think a lot of us have had the same type of responses. The first is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadows. The only complaint that I could probably have if you had to have one is that they're so soft that there is some fallout. There can be some fallout, but I'm fairly light-handed when I put my eyeshadow on anyway, so I don't tend to have that problem. My friend, who tends to, you know, go at it like it's the last time she's ever going to see this eyeshadow, has a little bit more issues with fallout, but there are many MAC dupes in these little trios and in their bigger palettes, and they're just so great. Like, just to give you an example, this is Silent Treatment. This is my favorite out of all of them. And this little eyelid color here is just a fantastic silvery taupe. Their blacks are you know, this is more of an antique black, so it's not as dark as some of their other ones, but just like, oh, so nice. They go on really easily. They're creamy. They're blendable. They last all day on me. I love them, and they're really inexpensive. They're around $4. So the next question is favorite Underdog products, and these are products that you feel from the drugstore that you feel are really good products but don't get a lot of notice on YouTube or in the beauty community. The big one for me are these NYC cheek products. I think when you do hear people talk about them and they try them, they love them, but people don't seek them out. Like these NYC color wheels, these color mosaics are like fantastic. Really great color. There's no sparkle in them, which is always a big deterrent for me for drugstore blushes. They're just really great. And the other one, I guess I'm going to say NYC in general. I think New York Color is stepping up their game. A lot of their products are misses, I'm not going to kid you, but they do some things very well, and I don't find that a lot of people go and seek it out at the drugstore because they feel it's like a high school or grade school brand that they kind of steer away from, and you shouldn't, because they've got some good stuff for really great prices. Next is a product that you feel is overpriced. I think that these Physicians Formula Happy Booster blushes are overpriced. They're, you know, I think they're between, depending on where you go, they're between $10 and $15. I've seen them, general price range seems to be about $12. I just think that's a lot of money. But, you know, I love them, but they are quite overpriced, and I think all Physicians Formula stuff is quite overpriced as well, so I only ever buy Physicians Formula when they go 40% off, then I think it's worth it. Best drugstore dupes. So I don't have a lot, but I kind of picked out 3 or 4 things that I've got that are good. The first is an eyeshadow, and this is Wet n Wild's Brulee, and this is an exact dupe for MAC's Brulee. It's just a really nice matte, you know, cream color. It's great for there, it's great for here, it's great for in here. It's awesome. I wish I could swatch it up against my MAC Brulee, but some family member has absconded with my MAC palette, so that's a no-go. It's like they think this is the pharmacy here. They come in here and it's like, oh. Okay, next is an Annabelle eyeshadow. This is an Annabelle eyeshadow in Divine Diva, and this is, I did a video on this a few years ago. This is a dupe for MAC's Tracks. Again, can't show you because my cousin's got my palette, but I prefer this to the MAC because it has much better color payoff, much easier to work with, and the shadow's kind of hiding. But just great. So that's the 2 eyeshadows, my 2 MAC eyeshadows. Then I have a lipstick. So this is and this is actually a pretty good thing to do because this was a limited edition. This is the Wonder Woman lipstick in Marquis D, whatever, Marquis D. I feel like they didn't finish the name. It's like, well, we got Marquis D, I don't know what else to call it. So this is just kind of like almost like a pinky nude with a little bit of gold shimmer running in it. And the dupe that I found for that, which is actually pretty close, is the Essence lipstick in Creamy Nude, number 50. Again, pink based. So you can see that they're fairly similar. The Wonder Woman one from MAC is a little bit pinkier, whereas the Creamy Nude from Essence is a little bit more mauvey. But they're both like kind of nice, creamy, pinky based nudes. I find more than the color, the consistency and the texture and the formula seems to be quite the same. So I love those. And I think that this Creamy Nude lipstick is an awesome lipstick to have anyway. So there you go. And lastly is the drugstore product that you don't think is worth the hype. And again, I don't have any to show you, but it's the CoverGirl. I'm showing you so you know what I'm talking about. The CoverGirl Cheekers, the little blushes. I really don't like them, and everybody, like, there are some people that rave about them and think they're fantastic. I personally find that they smell. They've got a really strong kind of floral powdery smell, which is very off-putting. I think they're very small in the pan. It's like the little pan is teeny tiny, and it's very hard to get, you know, a good swatch of color on your brush. I find that they're too sparkly. I find that they're a little bit too powdery. I just don't like them, but I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I think there's way better blushes at the drugstore for less money than the CoverGirls, so don't like them. Okay, so there you go. There's my drugstore hits and misses, and I feel like I've had this a little Oompa Loompa head going on the whole time that I've been talking to you. But anyway, you'll get over it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon. 32 minutes. Holy moly, I'm going to have to edit. Bye, everybody.